Hello, this is David D. Hilster. I am a critical thinker, dissident scientist, and I'm here to tell you the truth about science, something your university professors won't tell you, the mass media won't tell you, and certainly those science evangelists won't tell you. Over many, many years, over several decades, I have come and other people in our group have come to know and how to deal with hecklers. Hecklers are the people who come in and whose job it is to disturb you in some way. Not because they are here to challenge you, because that's not what heckling is. They are here to affect you emotionally. That's what hecklers are. So they come in and they say, oh, you're so stupid, or oh, this is proved by thousands of people around the millions of times a day, million times a second in particle colliders. So what are you talking about, you crackpot? What do you mean? Give me a real example. Oh, you just talk in generalities. All these kinds of things. And so how do you deal with this? And one of the great ways we've learned how to deal with this is actually within our own group. Because unlike other groups, and almost all other groups, I'm pretty sure this is unique to our group, we accept all points of view scientifically as long as it's a solid, demonstrable concept and looks scientific, acts scientific, and is presented in a scholarly way. This means, yes, we can have models for the universe sit side by side. We can have people in the same room who do not agree on something. We can have a person who agrees somewhat with special relativity and other people who absolutely know it's wrong. We can have people who say light is a wave in a medium, and other people say no, it's not. It is waves of particles. We have these people, they sit together, we work together. We have other people say no, it's a lattice, and this is how it works. So how and what do you do? Well, the first thing you have to do is to understand that if a heckler comes your way, do you have to understand whether or not, do you even engage them? Is it worth it? Do you come back at them with a heckle right back at them? Or are there some answers that you can give, or some statements, or ways that you can conduct yourself, which will be better for everybody in the long run? So I have a couple of things I've learned over the years. So number one, when a person comes by and is heckling you and you know they're trying to get your goat, what you don't want to do is come back at them with the same type of argument. That's what they want. They want to come into a punching match. Why do they want a punching match? Because they want to talk about everything except what you were trying to talk about. So you can try to get them on track, but they're going to, and they can maybe get you heckling again. They will come back heckling again. But you certainly do not want to come back and say, you're the idiot, not me. That doesn't help at all. That's the first point. Second point is you have to decide whether or not that person is convertible. Convertible meaning, can they become a critical thinker? Can that person become a critical thinker on this point? You may be arguing with somebody who you can feel that, well, they're heckling, but you think that there's a chance that, well, you can convince them. Sometimes it'll take a couple times and you'll find out. You'll give it a shot and you give it a try and you find out that in fact they're not convertible, meaning they're not a critical thinker. They are predisposed to what they want to believe, and all they're doing is defending that belief. They are not truly a critical thinker. Now let's say you get someone who you're absolutely positive, this is the third thing, you're absolutely positive that this person's not going to convert. So do I answer that person? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I do have a reason to answer that person. And this is what I even say in those answers. I usually start out with this phrase to disarm them. I use this personally. I just say, silly you. Silly you is a way to come back at them. You feel sort of a little bit good because you're attacking me with emotion. I can attack you with it. But the silly part, you can't, it's not a serious word. It almost, it belittles, but it doesn't belittle. It sort of actually belittles the whole statement, or it disarms people in some sense. You go, silly you. That's why I put it. But then I put the next sentence, which is the most important thing to understand. I said, I'm not going to convince you. I'm here to answer it for those people who are truly critical thinkers, because maybe they have the same question. So I don't even care. I even tell them maybe several times in my answer, you know, you are relegating yourself to the flat earth society. What do you want to ever say? You know, and that's your privilege. You can stay with those people who are not critical thinkers. That's your prerogative. You can do that. But I'm not here for you. I'm not answering this for you. I'm answering for the people like myself who perhaps don't know what I'm trying to communicate, and I need to explain more, give some more example. Sometimes I'll even make another video. So that is a really good technique where you can say, silly you, I'm not, I know you're not here to learn, but I will answer the question because I know there are people who want to know. And they may go on, and you can continue to go with them, because if they make any points that you think could be doubts for another person, just continue. Just don't throw emotion into it. I mean, you can make statements like, hey, I'm going to answer this, but for those who have this question, and obviously you're not interested, but here's the answer. And then after a while, you don't even have to say that, because the person understands that. So what happens is they see they're not going to get your goat. What they want is for you, you get their goat. You want to see, okay, are we actually going to engage in an emotional rants and try to be, the biggest man on the mountain, biggest woman, the biggest person, the biggest ego, whatever you want to say. And it's not worth it. So again, what I would say to everyone, if they call you crackpot, if they call you anything, if inside that statement there is some type of information that has a question, or, oh, well, this is obvious that there is no mass increase. So how could the Earth be expanding? Because the mass has to be the same. Well, you can answer that, you're an idiot. That's what they say. You can answer that. If it's course, they just say, you're an idiot, I do have an answer for just that. What happens when they just come at you and just call you a name? I have the answer. It says, obviously, you're not a critical thinker, because critical thinkers discuss issues and science. And this statement has none of that. Don't even come back that they're an idiot. Don't even come back and just say, oh, okay, I see, you're not a critical thinker. That one gets them mad. And sometimes that can even shock them into maybe realizing that that's totally useless. And who knows, you may be the person that shocks them into becoming more close to a critical thinker. So that's my short thing for today. I think it's really important because it took me a long time. Believe me, you can go back to 1993 in the Usenet groups at Google, and I was listed in 1993 or 94, way before the internet was known by anybody. It was only really in our research groups that we're using with Mosaic and those browsers. I was listed as the third biggest crackpot in the small internet world. That was back when I saw this little page that was selling books from their garage. It's called Amazon or something like that. But that's when I was labeled as a crackpot. So if somebody goes, he's a crackpot, well, we just say, well, no, I'm a critical thinker, and obviously you aren't, because critical thinkers don't care about who you are, what your title is. What they care about is what you say. That's what my big saying I came up with. Took me 8 or 9 years. I say this over and over, but it's something I put in my movie as one of the big phrases that I came up. What makes us critical thinkers? Because we don't listen to me, meaning who I am. Listen to what I say, whether I'm writing it or whether I'm saying it. And remember, like I always say, don't take what anyone says on faith. Stay critical, stay thinking. I'm Dave D. Hilster, your science therapist, and I help you out when you get attacked. I give you a little bit of advice here. Use it. It really does work. Ciao for now.